Hello, my awesome artists! This week, we are starting something new. It is fourth quarter. This is the first week of fourth quarter. And our new artist is named Roy Lichtenstein. Here is a photograph of him. He's no longer alive, but his artworks are still very popular, and he is very famous with his artworks in lots of museums. He is inspired by something called pop culture. And pop culture is what's in TV, newspapers, magazines, movies, music that is popular. And so he was inspired by comics. And as you can see in these pieces, they look a lot like a comic would. But they're not comics. They are paintings that are very large. But you can see he has characters. He has the little voice bubbles. And he even uses those dots that you see in comics. And those dots are done by the newspaper printer. It just does the dots instead of like a full color in because that will be a lighter color of that shade. Our project this week is inspired by some of these works that he does. The ones where they look like a comic where like a superhero is beating up a bad guy and you see the boom, pow, pop, ka-wham. So we are going to do one of those. Here is mine. So I have pow and it's like pow. So ours will be using primary colors. We've talked about primary colors before, but can you remember what they are? Yes, so if you're saying they are yellow, red, and blue, you are correct. It's easy when I show you this, huh? So we have red, yellow, and blue. Those are the only three colors you can use for this project. You can use those three plus black. But we will be making a word, like a bubble letter word. We will be making our bubble letter with these cloud shapes and lots of colors, along with some star shapes and lightning bolts. This will be a 2-week project. We'll spend today drawing it out, and next week you will color it in. Let's get started. We have our paper and it is horizontal side to side. I'm starting off by writing that word I want. I'm doing POW, but here is a long list of other action words. You could pause it and find a word that you like. But you are writing your word a little crooked. It's on its side. And I wrote my word regular, and I'm pretending like the first lines of the letters are like the skeleton, and I have to draw the skin and the clothes on for it to become a bubble letter. So I'm like hovering around the lines, and that makes the bubble letter. So then I'm going to go back inside and erase those skeleton letter lines. Once I'm happy with my letter, my word, I'm going to add the shadow. And the shadow can be a little tricky, but you're pretending like your letters are 3D, that they're sitting on a piece of paper and that they're popping out a little bit. So you could do your shadows how I'm doing mine, but I'm adding a little skinny rectangle on the side of some pieces, some parts of the letters. So if you see the W, it skips one, it goes every other. And that will be our shadow, those lines. You can try to do that, or if you don't want to and that seems too difficult, you can always leave it the regular bubble letters. Once we're happy with it, it is Sharpie time or black marker or black crayon time. So we're going to go over all of our pencil lines, and we are going to color in our shadow shapes. And to do that, I'm just filling it in with my marker. You could definitely do this with a crayon, but I would recommend either a marker or a crayon. And I am making sure I'm not missing any little spots. And once we are finished with the Sharpie and with our shadows, one last thing to add is this like spiky bubble around it to make it look like it's popping out of the page. And this is about it for this week. Next week we will finish it up. Thank you. Way to go on the first part of your pow, pop, boom piece. I can't wait to see it. So make sure you take a photo of it and you submit it in Google Classroom. I hope you had fun.